Hey everybody, today we are looking at the Dunu Top Sound model Dm-380. This is a newer model from them. Unique design, high-res certified, triple dynamics. So this isn't a balanced armature or dynamic hybrid. This is literally 3 dynamic drivers each earpiece with this. Very unusual looking IEM, definitely stands out. Put that off to the side for now. You get this beautiful pouch, which actually has a snap, which is something I wished one of the other pairs that had a pouch had with it. But it's beautifully done in this very thick vinyl, soft material inside. Definitely can protect your earphones and look good while it's being done as well. I'll put that in the back there. Let's take a look at the IEMs themselves. Here you see the Dm-380, and this has a resistance of 16 ohms at 100 decibels sensitivity, so this is easily driven by a phone or any device, to be quite honest. Rated power 2 milliwatts. The cable length is 1200 millimeters. That's got gold plated jack. It has 5 millimeter dynamic drivers, 2 of those, and 1 6mm dynamic driver, both titanium coated by the way, per side, for a total of 6 drivers. The 3.5mm connector is obviously gold plated, and it's a 3-pole because there's a microphone. It has this like textured effect through the whole device, going from the connector to the splitter and onto the remote control / microphone. Very nice. This also comes with a gold and a black as well. I'm not sure, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if this part would be black or white. But either way, it is a very nice looking IEM. Very lightweight, yet this is very sturdy. And I'm going to go off over here because for some reason this keeps losing focus and I don't know why. I think it's time for a new camera. The cord gets really thick after the splitter. All the joints are reinforced with this like rubberized plastic, nice thick coated, almost like a sport cable, to be quite honest. Doesn't mention any water resistance, but it is a very durable cable nonetheless. Hopefully you can't hear somebody vacuuming out there. I have been interrupted by several trucks, a couple of vehicles. It gets aggravating doing these videos sometimes because you just constant interruptions and retakes, and I apologize if sometimes the videos seem rushed sometimes, because you get aggravated at the end and you're like, alright, I'm gonna do this before anybody bothers me. So you get 3 tips, 3 different size tips, so we can focus in on that. Nice filter right there with the holes, not steel mesh or cloth or, God forbid, paper like I had on one pair. I'm hoping that the noise cancelling on the microphone will not be picking up that vacuum, because I really do not want to do this for the 5th time today. Video, I should be able to do these videos in one take if I just had a quiet environment to do it, and it just doesn't end up that way. So we've covered the specs. They come in this really nice box. Very premium feeling. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is their foray into the budget market. And you get the nice pouch. You open it up, there's a nice premium experience there with these laid out like this, and the pouch and at the bottom. You get a manual in there. I don't know if anybody actually ever reads a manual for earphones. If they have something like tuning filters or something, please read the manual. Don't break your earphones. But other than that, if it's just, a regular earphone that you put in your ear, I don't think anybody needs to read the manual. But just looking at the cable, it has a springiness to it, which, I'm not going to say it's not going to tangle, but it being springy will help a little bit with the tangles. I'm just testing it out over there. So definitely an interesting looking. I'm not sure if the textured is going to be more or less a deal breaker for you in looks. I think they look really good. They have just the right amount of bling without being overly, blinging, if that's a word. Definitely looks very premium. I like that it's lightweight. Definitely a good travel companion. But none of that means anything unless you know what they sound like. And here we go for the sound. Okay. The only thing about these that I wish that the cord was removable. Other than that, I can't see any downside of these whatsoever. I tend to buy cables without the microphone. Sometimes, if you want to use an amplifier or something like that, I don't think it's very much a problem using like a portable, but like a desktop one like this, it doesn't work well with a microphone sometimes. I honestly haven't even tried the Un on these, so I don't know. These ran perfectly off the phone, and I didn't see the need to even use any external DACs, because I have an LG phone and it already has a quad DAC in it. I actually have two LG phones. There's one over there, and there's an extra one right here, just in case. And this is being shot on a different phone, because I like to test on different phones. So I did test on 3 different phones, and 3 different computers. One of them being a Chromebook. Worked perfectly. Didn't need any other amplification. So these are good to go. You throw them in the little bag. You throw them in your big bag, your purse, your backpack. And you're good to go. Take them with you wherever you want. They'll run off of anything perfectly, no problems. So the sound again, we got off subject because of I was waiting for the vacuuming to stop. Sound signature wise, it was actually a surprise to me, because usually when you have more than one dynamic driver, you get a really bass heavy, muddy mids, sometimes very recessed highs. That's not the case for this. This definitely was quite detailed. Of course it has good bass, it's got dynamic drivers, but amazingly the mids were perfect. They were forward and they were quite present. Definitely had a lot of detail to them. Made vocals very good. I honestly didn't want to take these off for quite some time. This is definitely, the $50 category is just exploded, and there are so many good earphones out there, it's hard to tell. And I think we're going to have like a fixed cable shootout and then a non-fixed cable shootout. And honestly, I like these a lot. I've actually used these for more time than I needed to do, because I already had my opinion after like a night of using these. I had already made up my mind that I did like the sound signature. It is unusual for a triple dynamic driver to be so clear. Very good job tuning these. It's amazing. You would never know that this is triple dynamics. You would think there's a balanced armature in there. The highs cut off perfectly at a really good point. They do have a little sparkle, and then they cut out, and you don't get that harshness that you do with some balanced armature hybrids. This I don't know if you'd call it a tribrid because it's all dynamics, but this IM definitely does a great job. I mean, good mids, excellent sound stage. It's not overly wide. It's far from intimate. It has a nice width to it. You get the great forward and very good presence to the mid-range with the vocals. The bass and sub-bass are very good, and they have a bite to them. There's definitely a depth, and there's definitely it's punchy and rapid bass with a nice bite to it, but they are not super boomy. Like I have some dual dynamics over there. I'm not going to get them out of the case because this is the Dunu's video. And these great bass detail, great sub bass, tracks that have overly, boomy bass, you're getting a nice bass. I mean, you're going to get the boom, but it doesn't cut into the mids. The mids are pushed over here, and they're right there. They're not in your face, and they're not overly shouty. Forward can describe a lot of things. So forward, sometimes it can be too much in your face and shouty. This is forward to the point where there's a nice smooth transition from the bass to the mid, and then you get the high, and you get a little bit of shimmering sparkle at the top, and then it goes away without drilling a hole through your head. And then you feel, this is a really nice sounding IM. This has a really good extension from bottom to top without overdoing anything. It's far from balanced, although the highs do have some balance to them. It definitely has emphasis on bass and mids, and then flows up to the highs. Nothing is overly exaggerated, everything is accurate, but the bass is punchy, like I said, and the mids are definitely clear and present, and the highs do sparkle. So if that sounds like, I hope you didn't hear that, someone slamming doors and stuff. So if that does, sound interesting to you, I would definitely recommend these. These are definitely going on the recommended list. Like I said before, I don't do a video for something that I'm not going to like, because I'm not going to sit here and complain to you for 15 minutes or 5 or 10. I try to do the videos in 3 different things: 5, 10, or 15. I figure I don't want to waste your time rambling. I'm not going to go on and on about the merits of these. Are these good? Yes, they're good. Do they have a removable cable? Are they going to be, your premium set that you're going to take with you everywhere? These can definitely be your set that you can take with you everywhere. They don't have the removable cable. If that doesn't bother you, then these are perfect. I mean, these have a really nice sound signature to them. And there are a lot of IMs out right now that have a really pleasant sound signature to them. And I'll be doing comparisons later on, but right now, this is Dunu Top Sound's time to shine. And they do shine. This is a unique design. You don't get a lot of round IAMs. There's a few out there. A couple of them I really want to try, but this is one of the first ones that I've actually tried. Unless you count like the old T1s that I did before. These are very pleasant. They work quite well with pop, hip hop, anything that's going to take advantage of vocals and the bass and the sparkle. So that basically covers just about every music I can think of in the universe, from jazz to live music. They've really shined in live music. Really, really nice. I would say U-shaped possible, maybe not quite, I would say an L shape. Definitely the Harmon curve here with some added bass and the vocals being a little more forward, but really pleasant sounding IM. And this has been the Dunu Dm-380, $49.99 at most retailers from Dunu Top Sound. And you should know Dunu Top Sound because there are some phenomenal IMs that they make. And there's something actually on the screen behind me that just showed the Abominable Snowman. I am terribly sorry. But no, they do make some pretty phenomenal IMs, and maybe even some phenomenal IMs out there. But yep, this is definitely recommended. Once again, thank you for your time. There's also reviews up on the blogs and on HeadFi and in the Facebook forums for these. As always, I'll see you in one of those places or right here on YouTube. Again, my thanks for Dunu Top Sound for sending these out. Very nice earphone. Definitely recommended. Very, very pleasant sound signature. Warm and lively and just excellent. I can't stress that more, that this is really excellent. And for me to say that is very hard because I think there's only like 3 or 4 pairs that I can say excellent and that I enjoyed very much that do not have a removable cable, because that's usually my pet peeve. I usually like a removable cable. If they're anywhere from 20 above, I tend to want a removable cable, and I can just say this is excellent, and the cable doesn't bother me at all because they sound so nice. Thank you again. We're actually almost hitting the 20-minute mark, and I will let you go, and I will thank you again for watching this video. I hope it was informative, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.